Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Ranking Member Toomey, and all of our panelists. First of all, I want to apologize for Senator Scott's implication that this isn't interesting to all Americans. I think it's a pay-per-view event. It's been very good, particularly when Senator Kennedy started asking questions. That said, I also want to thank you all, and by the way, all of your colleagues at every level of banking for delivering so well during the pandemic. We were building an airplane while flying it, and I think that you all did very well in delivering the services and the products at a time when America desperately needed it. And frankly, I think it built the foundation that's saving us today. So thank you for that. But I also want to join Senator Kennedy in this admonition. Please resist the impulse to respond to the very loud noise in your left ears. I'm happy to be the loud noise in your right ear. When it comes to to being one of the cool crowd, I know the pressure that you feel, and I'm sorry that sometimes those of us on the conservative side aren't as activist oriented, but I want to help you. But and this hasn't come up, so I'm going to bring it up. Last evening, I led a letter that was signed by nearly all of the Republicans on this dais to the Bank Policy Institute, and you're all, of course, members, regarding this new merchant category code that's for gun and ammunition stores. And I want to be clear about who did this. You know, the credit card companies are taking a lot of heat. But it's the ISO that did it. It is the International Organization for Standardization, and they did it against the wishes of the credit card companies, who opposed it in the beginning. They voted against it on the advisory committee. Their opposition was upheld. And then ISO did it anyway. And they did it at the urging of a very liberal activist bank, amalgamated bank. And so I want to ask each of you, as the carriers, as the acquirers, as the facilitators that are providing the capital, will you commit to me, can you commit in front of this committee and the pay-per-view audience that's listening and watching, that your bank will process all transactions for the purchase of legal goods and services, and I might add, constitutionally protected goods? We'll start with you, Mr. Scharf.
Senator, we're going to implement the rule that has to be implemented as a member of the network, and we're going to continue to process transactions as we do today.
I agree with my colleagues' comments. It won't change anything we do.
No, I totally agree, and we cannot be involved in telling the American citizens how their money will be used. That's not our job.
Similarly, Senator, we do not intend to use the code to limit or restrict the purchase of firearms by our customer base.
Senator, we don't intend to have any restrictions.
Agree with the comments. We will abide by the rule, but no restrictions.
We will not have restrictions.
Thank you all. Good answers from all of you. I do want to come back to you, Ms. Fraser, just a little bit, because Citibank has, in particular, given me some pause when your bank is voluntarily committed to restrict lending to firearm retail clients unless they meet your specific criteria, which in many cases exceeds the law. And I want just extra assurances that law-abiding gun purchasers across the country will not be discriminated against using this merchant category code as a means to an end.
Senator, thank you for the question. We respect the Second Amendment. As I said, we do not intend to use the code to restrict or limit any purchases of firearm sales by our credit card customers. We do not do so today. We do believe in best practices for the sale of the retail sale of firearms, and that is the policy that we've had for a while now. Most retailers follow those best practices.
I would say most gun owners do as well. The vast majority of them are very good people.
Indeed.
So thank you for that. I'm just going to wrap up by just inviting you all to follow in the footsteps of Mr. Moynihan. Come to North Dakota. I want to show you real progress in transitioning to a cleaner energy economy that utilizes not regulation, but rather innovation and the great riches that God has given us below, on top, and above the earth. And with that, I thank you and yield.